Welcome to another exciting race coverage provided by the ZMS Racing Esports Studio. I'm Kelly Wiggin. I race with ATP, and I have with me today KJ Phillips, who races with Coalition.
Hi, everybody. So
we're super excited.
No, go ahead.
We're super excited to have you watching today.
Yeah, I'd like to communicate. If you'd like to communicate with us or other women, remember that women's racing on Zwift Insider can be found at zwiftinsider.com/women. And there are links from there to the Discord server, women's racing series information, and links to teams that may be recruiting for an upcoming Zwift racing series like ZRL or others. Go and check out the links there at the zwiftinsider.com/women website today.
Right now we're on the second Zwift racing series of the summer, which is helping to test the Zwift racing score, which is a new scoring system that we've got going on. Zwift assigns everyone a seed score based on their outputs. And then from that seed score, your score can move up or down based on your racing results. It especially can move up. And then if it moved up too far, then it can move back down a little bit. Each of the categories that is being used in this women's racing series, you can see there on the right, and you can view your own Zwift racing score by opening Companion app, and on your profile page, it'll be listed there right with your pace group and your name and stuff. I think we want to take a look at the current standings for this series.
Yep. So the current standings info here is the last week was the fifth race of the series, and with 5 chances to race each week, the best score from each week goes into the individual team scores. The best 6 of 8 will count towards this total, eventually totaling 300. That's 50 points a week, and will be and 300 would be a perfect score for winning all 6 races. 2 races of this 8 will be dropped, and they won't add to the score. So the total high score could be a tie at 300 if everybody won those races and made things count and did this in different groups. Anyway. On top of the leaderboard this week in Group 1 is Holly Jop, followed by Frida Conquest real close. Category 2 is Caroline Bales and Natalie Smith right on her tail, with Sarah Doneth and Nicole Aschenbrenner chasing up very, very close as a very tight podium right now. Third group, Valerie Ramirez leading the pack with Nina Enos, Katie Adkins, and Lisa Hines, all very close. And Sweet Hamothy, Larissa from Coalition, is tied in that group for the top 4. Group 4, Joe Graham, T. Sperry, Sarah McLeod, and Maggie Keene, all leading up the top 4. And in Group 5, Carolina Makaya, Janet S., Kay Watson, and Connie, all making up the top 4.
We're in week 6 of an 8-week series. The series started with an individual time trial, and then these next 6 weeks we're alternating short scratch and long scratch races, and we'll be finishing with another individual time trial. In case you're wondering, a scratch race just is a race to the finish line from the starting pens. And so the winner is the first person who gets through the starting pens and so on. When we were looking at those standings earlier, the winner gets 50 points. The second place person gets 49 points and down. So that's how your points go into the individual standings.
All right. Onto the map. There we go. So this is race 6, the short scratch race. As Kelly just mentioned, this is Mech Island Loop. It's 12.2 kilometers and about 117 meters of climbing. It's going to be 3 laps around the track. And the interesting part about this course is it is part dirt and part pavement. So you've got to pick the right bike. It's going to play a key role in this. There's only one climb that can really bog people down because it is in the dirt. And it'll be interesting to see which one of those hills folks decide to attack on.
The climb is there at that little curly Q that you see in the race profile there. That's the main part of the climb. And with each lap being 4 kilometers, you get a little bit of a break in between each thing, provided you can punch your way up it with your field. How would you race this one, KJ?
Well, this one here, I would be trying to hang into the pack, and then I would try to hold on to that until about the second lap, and I would probably try to go off the front during that climb. It's about 1.5 minute to 2 minute effort, depending on the power that you lay into it. And once you're on the top, if you carry that power over the top, you've got pavement coming up real soon, and you can really move far away from the pack quite quickly. Attacking at the second gives you a chance to attack again, and it also gives you plenty of opportunity to rest if you end up needing it and your attack wasn't successful.
That's probably basically what I would do too. I know that some in this race today, there's already another field that raced about 9 hours ago. And their finishes for the Category 1 finishers were they were just under 20 minutes, and the Category 5 finishers took over 23 minutes to do it. But anyway you spin it, this is going to be a pretty short race. It's not going to take that long. So it's all probably about who can be punchy over those uphills and who can kind of break the field apart, separate things. The fields that raced 9 hours ago were much smaller than the field we're about to see, so I'm anticipating seeing some fireworks once they get out of the pens. I know we are trying our best to highlight women who are racing in this series, and so if you're a woman who's racing in this series and you have not yet filled something out giving us information about you so that we could highlight you, please do so. You can find your way to that by going to the Zwift Insider page, zwiftinsider.com/WMN. And then from there, you can get to a Discord server that will let you communicate with us and other women, including asking about where that form that you can fill out is. That also is a good way, if you don't have a team yet, for you to try to find a team and just to learn more about women's racing on Zwift in general. It looks like we've got a small field here. Tina Jareth is in the front in Category 1. This is Tina's second week, I think, maybe racing in Category 1 after having upgraded from finishing well 2 weeks ago in Category 2. Thelma Horsdotter is there as well, and I can't tell for sure, but I'm going to bet that's Sarah Roach in third. And they're just kind of going to chill together, it looks like. That Z streamer you are seeing is the artifact of how it is we're watching all of these races live, because you have to have an entity in the world in question, and that's us. Yes, it is Sarah Roach right there. And it looks like Thelma Horsdotter is trying to break things up, and Sarah is trying to respond.
Yeah, they're pushing a lot of watts right now, for sure. If you're seeing the fire socks, you're noticing those go off. Those only go off when you apply a certain amount of effort over your FTP for a certain amount of time. So they're really trying to lay down the heat right now.
That's a definite thing. Looks like Category 2 is on the road already. I'm noting that they're going pretty hard. 4.7, 4, their numbers on the front are approaching exactly the same ones that the category 1 numbers were, aside from when they were specifically trying to attack there at the beginning of that. Seeing there's Becca Neeson, who's from Coalition, who has hosted this program with us. And I see there are quite a few other names. Freya Fogdal from Copenhagen Virtual Cycling is in this field. Katharina Locke from Esports Racing Team is here in this field. Amanda Robinson from NZBro, I saw that name. Looks like they've come back together. And it looks like Category 3 is on the road now too. They are likely doing the same sort of thing. I see there is some separation there in the mini map, so somebody is back a little bit. Not a lot. We see you, sweet Hemanthy. We believe in you. We believe you can make it back.
That quick launch is always hard, and this is a slight downhill, so anybody with any weight or anybody who's in the pack using the draft is definitely going to have a bit of an advantage on this slight downhill. Again, this is 4%. It's draftable, and so the people that are in that pack are taking advantage of it. Larissa, as soon as she can get up there, sweet Hemanthy, if she can connect with this group, she's going to enjoy the draft and be able to hang with the group.
It looks like she's going to make it. She's really close. Yep. She's probably already experiencing the draft effect. There it is. That was a good catch. I'm really glad she made it.
And maybe she'll just keep going.
We'll see. It could be 3.5 there for a moment. I think that is what's happening. I think there is a moment there. Emily from Galaxy is pushing to bring it back. Looks like Category 4 and Category 5 are both on the road already. Category 4 has some... They seem to have a nice little group with folks settling in.
Yep. Rachel from Wales up at the front. Jay Barnes. Everybody's really holding on tight. No real differentiation in the pack. Everybody's staying close and enjoying the draft and working together. So doesn't look like anybody's trying to hammer anybody out of this one right off the bat. Looks nice and safe. We'll see what's going to happen with this group when they start to hit that climb. Let's see what Group 5 is doing.
Looks like Category 5 does have some separation. Again, this group, we're going to note, has a very wide range of strength abilities in it. So the racers like Hillary Bond, who we were just glancing at, she's got a very different power profile than the people in front of her. Looks like Sarah is trying to make it back on terms, back up there. They've got a little gruppetto forming, but it looks like they're all trying to work to really get back. I'm not sure that that's going to make it, but Wendy from Coalition, it looks like she was trying to see what she could do there to try to pull it together. The power profile difference in this group is pretty great, especially out of the pen. You'll have a lot of women who are very, very well warmed up, and they're ready to really blast out of the pen really hard, and they get into this group like this that you see, whereas other women who don't really have the sprint power, they find themselves gapped almost immediately. And that's especially true in this category.
Seeing lots and lots of different bike choices here with Trons, with discs, with aero wheels, with one even had some climbing wheels. I'm not sure who that was, but I spotted them really quickly, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting choice. We're going to have to see how that works out for that racer later on in the race.
Yep. I see that Category 4 and Category 3 are riding across this surface. I actually had thought it was just like a paved surface, even though it technically is dirt-esque. But maybe there's been an update to Zwift that I don't know about.
I believe that the Category 4 group is on the climb right now, and they're going around, and Category 5 is starting to enter it. Yeah. So Category 4
Yep.
is on the climb. We're starting to see people fall off the back. It's starting to take its toll, just as I expected we would see. Some of those bike choices are going to most of this group are on similar bike choices. They've gone with either Aero wheels or they've gone with a Tron. Nothing really crazy in the group that I saw. And come on, let's see, get up there.
We believe in you, Rena. You can get there.
We believe in you, Rena. You can do this. Thanks for covering me on that name, Kelly.
Oh, it's all right. We got to feature her a couple weeks ago, so I learned more about her involvement with BMTR, and she's great.
Yeah, we're
looks
still
like now we're
group
looking at a
4
Watt
here.
fabric racer.
Yeah,
It looks like they
The
have this secondary group that is really trying to pull it back in with the first group still. It's the same folks, I think, and they're just trying to get there.
Yeah, that's Birgit Jars. Birgit Jars from Watt Fabrique. She does quite a bit of racing. She gets out, looks like a couple of times a week, and enters a race, whether it's one of the event races or whether it's a series race. She seems to get out there a lot. She is going to be out here pushing about 3.1 watts per kilogram when she's at her best, so she can definitely hang back, and no worries. If she wants to, she can make up the time. We're looking at group 5, or Cat 5 now.
We're looking at Labassi Lashley, who's very active in women's racing, both on that Discord server I was talking about and in recruiting and helping with BMTR. You can pick her out there. BMTR has that black and white jersey that you can see. There it is. So she's got the BMTR jersey and the fancy hat and shoes.
Yep. And we
Looks
just
like
saw a
she
shout out.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That was great. I think that was Reggie.
It might have been. We get these shout outs from the viewers who are watching the stream on YouTube. If you want to, you can go to the ZMS Esports Studio page and go on YouTube, click on the chat, and send in a message for one of the riders. Also, like and subscribe. Thank you. That's straight from Damon.
Looks like Sarah is, Tina is back a little bit. Telma, where's Zoter and Sarah? Telma's still trying to pull it together and get away. Sarah is attempting to bridge back to Telma's wheel. And it looks like Tina's probably going to make it too if she can just stand up and give a couple really good pedal strokes as soon as we get to the pavement here. I hope so. I do know that is the climb. That is the definitive factor, right? That's this race is all about who can break it up.
for the Cat
Anna
1
Longdale?
team, Anna Longdale is leading the pack right now for the Cat 2s, and the Cat 2s. Oh, big attack!
Lucy Doyle is going
fast. I would be
fast.
laying down in that second climb. This is the second climb for the Cat 2 racers, so this is really where the action is going to start to hit the sizzle. We've got Miss Brewer here, and
Lois Brewer and Lucy Doyle.
And Lucy Doyle just laying down the power.
Anna is on it. Anna Longdale is responding, so she's not having it. This is not going to.
Nobody's
be
out of it.
Drops her.
We've only got maybe 1 or 2 seconds distance between this lead group of 3 and the rest of the group, so nobody's out. That was an attack that could hold if we get enough people there to work it. It looks like the bunch is starting to split. little second or 2 second gap here. It's going to just make it harder on the riders, but here comes the pavement. Just after this corner, they're going to start to hit that. When they turn, instead of going across the bridge, they'll go down the road to the right, and that's where the pavement's right here. So this group here is gonna break from the rest of the Cat 2s. And Cat 3 looks like they're finishing up the climb.
Yep.
Oh, there goes some power there. Some people making that effort.
Yeah, I'm seeing 5.3, 4.7, 4.6. They are picking this as their moment to dig in. And it would not surprise me if these 4 end up ahead of the rest here in a moment, unless Louder and our Vizu can manage to pull it together. She's moving backwards, so I'm not sure she's
Louder is grabbing a big gear. She is really cranking hard. The other 3 are kind of using their cadence to help them along. It looks like Michelle from Coalition is definitely hitting a big gear as well, trying to make up for some of that time, maybe get away from her cardio and use some of that ATP that she's got stored in her legs that she's been saving. So we'll see. There we go. Cat 4 group. Nice, happy bunch. Everybody working together. We'll see if anybody gets spicy here on the hill, because this is where it's going to start. And we might see a drift of the group as the strengths and abilities start to separate themselves, but I don't know if we're going to see tactics and in an attack at this particular lap. I think that next lap we will definitely see an attack here from this group.
I'm watching them go up, and I'm noting which ones are doing their best to hang straight up in the middle of a little blob there. Those are the ones that are probably doing the least work right now. Mm-hmm. And so they've got their Zwift craft down to where they've got their avatars positioned in the middle, right where they can try to do as little as possible and still be with the group. Right. Sometimes that involves letting up and letting your avatar drift back and then re-entering the group from the middle. But if you've got yourself in the sweet spot, keep outputting just the way you are so you stay there.
Yeah, and if you're working in that pack, anytime that the grade is less than 7%, you've definitely got a draft advantage. It's not big, but you've got a draft advantage. At 4%, you can see it more. At 5%, takes a little edge off of it. That climb there is 3, 4, and 5%. It's a nice, easy one to draft on, and everybody staying in the bunch is definitely saving their energy for that final sprint. Looks like we're going to give a shout out to the ESRT women. They are recruiting right now. They're looking for women who want to race with them, primarily in Cat C and D. Team ESRT are recruiting. Please go to the women's server and let them know that you want to join, and they will give you the details there.
Category 1 is still together. They're hanging. It looks like nobody's attacking at the moment, but we've seen that has gotten spicy every time. They're about to hit that climb. Oh, this race is painful. Short means fast. Biker Mel is commenting. Yeah, it's true. These Category 1 racers seem to be taking this moment as a breather. Oh, I see watts starting to happen. 6.7, 6.6 watts per kilogram. Yep. Sarah Roach is moving it there.
This is the final climb, Kelly. So they're really going to want to lay into this to see if they can create any gaps and put any distance on their competitors. It looks like the first 2 competitors in the pack are definitely matched for each other. It looks like, is that Rachel that's getting dropped?
It's Tina.
Unfortunately,
Tina
no.
Tina's a little behind.
Yep, she's putting out about a watt less. Yep.
About a watt per kilogram less, and it's gonna. It's going to yield a slower, time on the climb, especially. Your watts per kilogram matching the riders around you on an uphill is especially important. Sometimes raw watts will matter more on a flat as to whether you can hang on, but during the climb, which was where they just were, with those two riders in the front putting out so many more watts per kilogram, the break happened. There wasn't a way for it not to happen.
All right, and we're going to be seeing those Cat 1 riders pulling across the line shortly. Here we are with Cat 2. They're just finishing the bridge, the lead pack of 6 or 7. They're going to be coming in about a minute and a half. They'll be crossing the line. This group here will definitely move away. The next group behind them is 25 seconds behind. So if you're not in this front pack, form a gruppetto, have some fun, race within the race. There's still competition to be had, even if you aren't on the front. So I hope that those racers are finding something to practice, something to focus on, a goal to hit while they're back there and coming in later in the race. Group
Looks
3.
Cat 3's got a tight little group here. They also have a couple riders that are not part of this group. It looks like there's 9 up here. And then there's 2 others that are back a ways. They're still fighting, though, those ones in the back. Cat 4 hasn't hit the 3rd climb yet. Cat 5 is just coming around still.
We got 1 kilometer left for the Cat 1 group, and I'm seeing the Cat 1 race. Tina and Sarah are... No, it's not Tina, I'm sorry. Sarah and...
Thelma and Sarah.
Thelma and Sarah are battling it out. This is neck and neck, nose to nose.
I think what's happening is cat and mouse based on... Yeah. Right now they're doing the cat and mouse thing. Thelma backs off to 1.6. Sarah backs off. Like, nobody wants to be in the front, and nobody wants to launch their attack first.
But if they're not careful, they're going to let Tina back in the race, and Tina is going to come through with a ton of watts, and they need to be watching her. So let's keep an eye on Tina. Oh, no.
I think it's a little too close. Yeah. Here they go. Thelma's in the front. She's going. But look at that.
There go the watts.
The watts per kilogram differential is great. Sarah Roach has, double-digit watts per kilogram here.
Laying it down. Sarah's going to walk away with this one. Great job, Sarah. Thelma, great job. Tina, great job.
Good job. We believe in you. Good job keeping it through. I bet that category 2 being such a big field is probably almost here too.
Yep.
I was right. They are almost here as well. Kara Brunner is on the front. Melissa Thuma. It looks like the
sprint is
folks
on.
in the
it
front.
Looks like,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, the Riot Rider is coming up. Oh, that was so close. We might have a photo finish there.
They've got a few others that are in because I think the group split.
Yes. So we're looking at second pack now. Frida off the front using all of her watts, 9 watts per kilogram, just ripping everybody else's legs off.
She wanted
it's a tough race. She wanted it. Playing the race within the race, great moves. All right,
Category 3 still has a little ways.
Yeah, they're coming off the bridge. They've just hit the pavement. Emily from Galaxy is definitely leading the group here, but she looks like she's letting the others catch up. She probably has a vicious sprint and wants to unleash it. Let's see what she's got.
Sue Zellweger is sitting in the front, but it doesn't look like she's really doing too much yet because she wants somebody else to do it. Yep, that's right. Looks like Nikki Lauder is the one that's making the move at the front for the moment, but she's not going that hard, which tells me, she's not too worried about it. Katie Iserman is sitting third wheel. Joe Graham is right in it.
Yeah, with no
Marcella
features here.
Arvizu is.
Yeah, with no terrain features here, I don't think anybody wants to make any special moves because they don't want some big watched rider to come up, sneaking up behind them. There's a couple little rollers here, but they're so short that they really don't take a lot out of the legs, and they don't take a lot of power off the bike. As you can see, the racers are moving along at 37 kilometers per hour, so they're moving along at a good clip, 22, 23 miles an hour. Now they're going 44, 45. They're really laying down the power.
I think Marcella Arvizu might have had a power dropout because she was right in there with them, and then now she's 4 seconds back.
Here comes the sprint. Is Emily gonna keep it? Is Emily gonna have the legs? No.
Sue Zellweger's coming around.
Yep.
Lots
Sue
fabric.
ripped her legs off. That was amazing. And second group of Cat 3 coming through.
Trying to find more
Alex
information on this
Hasselkaus.
rider. Yep.
And then
Category 4
we're off
coming
to
into the
4.
finishing bits as well. Rachel is trying to make a long one. She's attacking 4.3. She doesn't have that much daylight yet, but she's going to have daylight in a moment if somebody doesn't put out a little bit more on the front of this group.
Couple of your
4.3
ATP
versus
teammates
2.8.
in this. And,
Yeah, Sherry and Margaret are both in here.
and I know Ruth from Coalition is in there. I can't see her jersey, but I know she's in this mix somewhere. At least she was in the list of racers that were supposed to come today.
Margaret's chilling from the back. She may be planning on making a run straight through the group.
Right. We'll find out here in a couple of seconds what she got up her sleeve. Here we go to the little kicker here.
Rachel, yeah, I knew she was getting daylight. If they didn't respond, it was going to happen, and it did happen. She's got a lot of space. They let her just walk away.
Rachel
And by
needs to
walk
keep
away,
on
I
that
mean right
power.
away.
Right now, she's.
It looks
running
like
little
there's
bit
a
less
youngster,
power.
13-year-old, chasing her down, though. There's a 13-year-old chasing Rachel down. It's
Yep.
happening right now. You can do it. I'm sorry. I'm going to cheer for the kid.
Right.
We're so lucky to have young riders
look at
racing with us.
this.
Oh, TBR. They've got a little sprint spoiler happening. Oh, I think Rachel's going to be
So that's
caught.
Catherine
Oh, she did.
Douglas
She got
coming
caught.
up. Catherine
Oh, it
Douglas takes
happened.
it. Oh, wow. That was a great race. All right. Cat 4, we're back a little bit further in the pack.
Oh, there's Margaret. I don't know what happened. I guess they sped up enough that Margaret somehow got spat out. Here we have category
Right,
5.
Cat 5.
They are not quite there yet.
Coming into the underpass, they got about a minute and 10, minute and 20 seconds before this first pack will get through.
Looks like
Nice and tight.
Cheryl Keenan is on the front, maybe? I'm not sure how to interpret what I'm seeing here. Is the front rider in this group
Keenan looks like
Jessica Lee?
I think Keenan.
Yeah, no, Keenan must be somewhere else.
Yeah, somewhere else.
There's Lavassie Lashley. She's attacking right now, trying to get through the finishing straight ahead of everyone else.
Go,
I'm a
Lavassie.
little worried it's a little early.
It's a long way to go. But if you hold that time trial,
It's a little early, but she's going.
Laying down 4.4 watts, she is definitely trying to break away. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
she's
Silka is
discouraged
trying
the
to
others or not.
respond. She's putting about the same amount of power of watts per kilogram out as Lavassie Silka is, but Silka
Lavassie is still holding it. Wow, she's up to 5.2 now. Lavassie is still holding big watts. It's going to be close.
It is. I can't tell.
Lavassie's not letting
Lavassie's
up.
got
No,
it.
Lavassie's got this.
She's got
Wow.
it. There it
That was
is.
a great move.
Nicely done. And then coming a little further back, Nikki. Amanda Bird we just saw for a moment there. This is a Swedish Zwifter, Louise Vetterlov. This is such a big spread of abilities. We see, Louise just passed a person that is still on their third lap, and that's just how it works. Yeah.
They've got an unusual time number. They're either way off the back.
Well, they have they're only 7.7 kilometers in, whereas Louise is 11.9. So they're being lapped right now. But that is a thing that is okay, because they're getting, it's exercise, and I can't tell you how. In fact, I can probably only count on one hand the number of cyclocross races that I've competed in which I was not lapped by the winner.
I did the same last season during cyclocross until I got to single speed, and then finally figured out how to stay in front. Single speed madness was where it was at for me for cyclocross. But I'm sure that you had a similar situation when you started Zwifting, Kelly. Did you find yourself shot out the back and just dropped left behind by the rest of the pack?
I wasn't in the first races I was doing, because the first races I did were Zwift Academy races, which were category D, because I was a D at that time. Right. And they didn't start too hard, because a lot of us that were doing those Zwift Academy racers were brand new racers. But my first season of Zwift Racing League, I just thought the first minute of every race, I thought I was going to die. I mean, it was just, the first minute was terrible. It was, and I was racing in, I was in Division 2, and it still was terrible.
No, I feel
we see you, this DBR racer, Inger Marie Seek Gravengard. And now it looks like we're looking at, let's see if I can find this racer's first name. I see Espeland, but I haven't.
What I do want to shout out to is all these Ds and all these, all the Cat 4 and Cat 5 racers that are out here are really bringing the numbers, and it's really heartwarming to see so many women out there racing from those divisions. We all got our start.
I heard that.
It's just amazing.
I agree. I heard that Cat 5 had a lot of women this morning, and this field just now had a lot also. So it looks like we have results, at least for Category 1. That was Sarah Roach, who had the scorching sprint and managed to make her way past Thelma Worsdotter, and Tina Jareth brought it up not that far off the back. So Tina did a great job staying with them right until that last climb.
Yeah, in Category 2, we've got Melissa Tuma, who led the pack, brought it in 1951, it looks like. Is that correct? Am I reading that right? Or no, that's the Cat 1.
1951 was the Cat 1 finish time, and these plus 30-second things mean that Melissa was 30 seconds after the Cat 1 finish.
So 20 minutes, 21, 22 seconds. Really, really awesome, Melissa. Claire Brunner Klein, right with her, 0.2 of a second behind, and less than 7 thousandths of a second, Natalie Smith. I knew that was a photo finish there that we needed to really have to see the details for. Lois Brenner, 31.2, and Angelique Nell, 31.4. What a great group. They really came in together. And
it was very tight.
Lots. Why don't you take this one?
Category 3, it looks like we have those results too. Sue Zellweger crossed the finish line first. We were wondering who it was because it was a big bunch sprint. Emily, Nikki, Katie, Joe, and Paola were all right there. They all finished within a second and a half of each other. And then Marcella, who was having technical difficulties, I think, was just a couple seconds back. Great job, Alex. Great job, Michelle, and great job, Kristen.
All right, Cat 4. Catherine Douglas came in at the top, about 24 minutes. And Eva M., the 13-year-old, just really, really laid it down to get in that fight. Wow, do we have a 3-way tie here? It looks like a 4, a 5, a 6-way tie? 7? I mean, everybody's got the same time. I'm not sure what we're looking at here, but I don't think that it was that close. I'm really interested to find out what happened with our top 5 riders. Just don't seem to have the times here yet. Let me see if we can get those off of Zwift Power.
I'm looking at Zwift Power, and what I'm seeing is the same story. I'm seeing that they're all 5 minutes and 12 seconds slower than the Category 1 finishers, which is, that's pretty much a rocking pace for Category 4. I'm seeing just this very same thing that we're seeing. I know they had a bunch sprint. I mean, the group that was chasing Eva they were coming in hot. So it's entirely possible that they all kind of swarmed and did come in quite that close. I agree, though. I didn't think it was quite that.
I think we're going to have to wait to
Category
see. Category
5.
Yeah.
Looks like we're seeing what we thought. Labashi, she held it to the line. Silka chased her down real hard, but didn't quite make it there ahead. Natalie Taylor, Jessica Lee, Lisa Hopkins, Mel Schickel, Mandy Poole, Susie Sutherland, Haley Vale, and Amanda Bird. You all raced fantastically today. And those are all pretty close. I mean, that was a bunch group coming in behind the folks that were trying to race for the podium at the front.
Everybody laying down a significant amount of power in that race. Doing a great job.
So as we mentioned, this was race number 6. Next week is race number 7. It's our final scratch race for this series, and it's a long scratch race on the Innsbruck UCI course. I don't know if you can see that graphic there, but do you see that long section that's like the triangle there and the red part? That red part is all a giant long climb. And so when you're getting things ready to race next week, make sure that you bring plenty of fluids and plenty of fuel because you're going to need it. It's going to be a long race.
All right, looks like we're back on the camera. Kelly and KJ, here we are. I had a lot of fun announcing this. This was a great opportunity for me to kind of like blabber about bikes. I do it all the time, but to do it in this rapid fire sequence with you, Kelly, what a joy.
I had a lot of fun too. I am incredibly grateful to you for co-hosting with me, for Damon for doing things behind the scenes, for Zwift and James, James Bailey, who works for Zwift and set all of this up for us to start doing this. And also ZMS Racing E-Racing Studio. You should definitely like and subscribe their page. And be sure to tune in next week. I'm really hopeful that we will have new hosts next week, and I won't be one of them. Maybe you'll get to see me racing. Although I'll be last up the mountain, so have pity on me.
Look, we're all looking forward to September. Lots of Zwift teams are looking to recruit racers for the Zwift Racing League, and we have a flyer out there for esports racing team ESRT that you saw earlier. They're especially looking to fill out more category C and D teams. So go to the women's Discord or go to the women's channel on Zwift Insider. Find out more details. Find out how to reach out to these teams and add your name to their rosters.
Definitely.
We want you racing with us.
We do. And thanks to ATP and Coalition for letting KJ and I, letting me commentate today. Have a great day, and we'll hope to see you next week.
Bye, everybody.